Well, good evening and welcome to Bulldogs hockey. That's the preseason game for the varsity team against Sacred Heart of Springfield, Illinois. Thank you to them for driving down tonight on a nice, cold, rainy Tuesday night. Letting us get a good warm-up here before the game, or before the season starts this coming week. 12 minutes on the clock. Got a full bench tonight. We've got Coach CJ Weiss, Coach Ryan Hicks, Coach Josh Resman, and Coach Landon Gunter. I'm feeling a little uneasy about Steve Aravik being in the penalty box. I am superstitious and feel like we need Kevin Tolley in there. Looks like both teams have got a pretty full bench. Two goaltenders for Springfield. Evan Drennan will get the start in net. "12 minutes on the clock as we get ready to start the first. Looks like it'll be Nemo, Weiss, Gunter. Gonna throw out Resman and Aravik. That's Jake the Snake Flavor. Back on defense. We're ready for puck drop. Nemo will take the draw. Springfield wins it back. They'll set it up for their D. Weiss in on the forecheck. He gets a stick in the lane and knock it away, but Springfield recovers. They dump it in the zone, and Resman chips it right up the boards for Gunter. A one-timer over to Nemo. Nemo will bring it in wide, turns, fires, and a body save by the Springfield goaltender. Patton Weiss gets a nice bear hug from behind, and just warm feelings there from the Springfield defense. We'll get a face-off just to the left of the Springfield goaltender. 11 seconds off the clock in the first. Nemo back on the draw. Springfield will come away with it. Gunter chases into the corner. He'll take the body and leave it for Weiss. Springfield throws it out to the point. Aravik will hold on to it. And Nemo's going to go to the box, I think, on a hold, possibly? No? What's that? Oh, his helmet fell off. Nemo's helmet fell off. That's what it is. He was just wanting to get the sick flow out for the ladies. Hoyt on the draw now with Ammond and Hicks on the wing, backed up by Tolley and Dortch. It's one over to the near boards. Ammond takes the body and Hoyt chips it in the zone. Springfield will rim it all the way around. Dortch comes down to pinch, tries to work it over to Hoyt. Dortch still going to work. Springfield clears it out to the blue line. Hicks holds it. He'll chip it and chase. Springfield back the other way. Hammond throws the poke check, and they'll dump it in. Drennan out to settle it. He'll turn it over right to Springfield. Thankfully, Hoyt's there ready to cut it off. And we get a buzzer for some reason. They'll keep playing. Hicks comes away with it, tries to throw it out to Hoyt at the point, but Springfield holds it and dumps it down and in. Tolley picks it up, skates it, finds Hoyt at the red line, and he'll chip it in, and Hammond will go in on the forecheck. Nice hit there by Hammond down low to set the tone. Josh Resman Jr., is that him? Yeah, he's wearing the number 12 this year, trying to throw me off. Dump down and in. Resman will go in on the forecheck. He'll come away with it. He's got Gunter setting up right in front. Resman sends it out to the point, but that's off a stick and out for Hicks. That's Cooper Hicks. Drennan sets it up for Hicks. Waits just a bit long, and he gets tied up in the corner with Sacred Heart. Resman Jr. comes away with it, gets it up to Gunter, but it's at his skates. He'll chip it in and chase. Hauer will go in on the forecheck. And Springfield gets it back out to neutral ice. Gunter to Hicks. Into the zone it goes. Gunter in on the forecheck. Springfield will break it out. They'll chip it in at the red line. And Jake the Snake Resman picks it up below his net. He tries to wrap it back on the weak side, but it's cut off by Springfield. Josh Resman gets a hold of it. He tries to throw it into the corner. Off a body it goes. Weiss gets a body in the lane. Tries to leave it for Nimmo. Springfield chops it into the zone. Arabic with it. Tries to clear it out, but Springfield holds. And then he totally redeems himself, and he races down the far side glass. Dumps it in, and Weiss will go in on the forecheck. They try to center it. Nobody's in front. Nimmo comes in, gets a nice read on that as he'll cut it off and dump it back down and in. Cash Wallace into the corner. He'll try to center it to Weiss. Follows it up. Springfield clears that out to the point where Arabic will hammer it back down low. Weiss in the corner. Comes away with it. Oh, tries to center it to Cash Wallace, who set up a camp right there in front. But Springfield cuts it off, and they'll head north as they dump it down low. Arabic up the boards for Wallace. He lets it go. Finds its way to Nimmo. Nimmo pushes his way into the zone, but he blows the tire, gets tripped up on a skate there. I'm not sure which. And Springfield picks it up, brings it back the other way. They'll dump it in on net. Brendan throws it to the corner. Arabic and Hoyt battling in the corner, and Springfield will come away with it. Out to the blue line. They make a nice move. Dortch able to throw it out towards the point, and it's held by Springfield. They skate it in. Shot blocked by Arabic, and they find the man on the back door, and Drennan's not able to stretch his leg out further enough, and it's 1-0 Cyclones. 7:57 left to go in the first period, but a lot of good back and forth action. Bulldogs just haven't gotten any quality shots on net as of yet. Hoyt, Hazelhorst, and Hicks up front. Dortch and Resman. Jake the Snake Flavor backing them up on the defensive end. Hoyt will take the drop. Springfield wins it forward. Resman will retreat to pick up the puck. They'll throw it off the weak side up to Hazelhorst, up to Hicks. Springfield will cut that off. They jam along the near glass. Resman back out into neutral ice, thrown back in off the stick of Hoyt. Dortch up to Hazelhorst. And Hicks will chip it down and in and chase. Hicks comes away with it in the corner. He'll throw it around the horn to Hoyt. Back to Hicks. Hicks tries to find Hazelhorst in front, but it goes all the way through the top of the crease. And Hoyt sends it over to Hicks. Resman skates it down low, down to the slot, fires a shot, goes wide. And Hicks will chase over onto the near glass as he holds the zone. Hicks with it from the corner. Still holding on to it. Makes a couple of moves. Still holding on to it down low as he's double teamed by Springfield. And that'll go down the ice off the stick of Dortch. Drennan will set it up for Mrs. Dortch. Oh, Springfield picks a pocket and they skate it right in front. Shot saved by Drennan. Into the corner it goes. Resman Jr. putting some pressure on. They got the man right out front, and that's blocked away. Springfield could not get the shot off. They center it again right there in front. Shot goes wide. Blocker side. Hauer on the near glass. Stretch pass over to Gunter. He'll chip it forward, but he's unable to hold on to it. Hauer tries to make some contact, but it's back the other way. Hicks tries to get a stick in the lane. Springfield holds the zone. Gunter going to work in the corner. Tolley will come down and work it low. He'll chip it up the boards for Gunter, and he'll clear it out. just off the stick of Springfield, and Howard will go in on the forecheck as the Bulldogs will get a change. Cash Wallace gets a stick in the lane. He tries to make a move. Hicks down to pinch, gets it back over to Wallace. Wallace fires one, and that's a save by the Springfield goaltender with 5:30 left to go in the first period. 1-0 Springfield as the Bulldogs are trailing. Bogacki and Wallace on the wings. Hammond takes the draw, wins it forward. Bogacki will come away with it. He'll send it out to the point. One-timer goes off a body and wide. Foley down to pinch. Pushes it down into the corner. Springfield with too much time and space as they wind up down the near glass. Knocked away by the Bulldogs. Bogacki tries to clear it out. He's unable to get it over the blue line, and Springfield will take it down low. Hammond from behind his own net. Up the boards for Wallace. Wallace over to Bogacki, and it's one-on-one. As he'll wind up, tries to take it wide. The poke check from Springfield sends it over to the near glass. Bogacki trying to work it north. Springfield will throw it back out down into the Bulldogs' defensive zone, where Dortch and Ravik will play catch. Bulldogs getting a change. Dortch up the boards to Nimmo. Weiss comes in on a good pressure there to get it into the zone. Nimmo comes away with it. Nice toe drag move, forehand, backhand shot, the save off the forehand as the goaltender gets over to the near side to give it the old Waffle House smothering cover. 4:22 left to go in the first. Nimmo back on the draw with Weiss and Hicks. It's Landon flavor. They get it over to Dortch, but it's just off her stick, and it's back the other way in a 2-on-1 with a Ravik. Drennan makes a save, rebound. He had it covered up, but it was poked away under the glove of Evan Drennan as Springfield tries to take advantage, but the whistle had been blown. And Drennan will whip out the flow as he gets his headband set up. It shows off for all the ladies. 4:11 left to go. Just his grandma's probably. Springfield wins it back. They're on top of the faceoff game tonight. Try to send a shot towards the net from the far boards. It's blockered away. They'll send it out to the point. On the odd hand of the defender, chipped up to Hicks. He'll chip it out of the zone. And it's a 2-on-1 back the other way for Nimmo and Weiss. Nimmo fires it. Looking for that rebound. Right in front. Hicks gets a blade on it, but it goes high and wide into the corner. Hicks from the corner centers it. Goaltender sends it up front. Nimmo coming in like a wrecking ball, creating some havoc. Weiss tying him up in the corner. That's sent out to the point for Resman. He'll dance it down low. Centers it. That goes wide as Hicks had his stick knocked out of his hand. Back out to the point where it sneaks around to Ravik. Hoyt will pick it up as he'll look to regroup. And that's an offside as Hicks delays to bring it over as he settles the puck, and Hoyt was on a tear right up the center of the ice. So we'll get a neutral ice face-off just off the near glass. 3:12 left to go in the first. 1-0 Sacred Heart is the score. One back to Jake Resman, over to Gunter. He'll fire one, stick to the corner. Hazelhorst comes in, knocks a man off the puck. Hoyt going to work in the corner. Springfield blocks it off their own man. Tolley tries to pinch, but it's back the other way. Chipped into the zone. Drennan settles it and throws it back out to the point. Springfield holds on to it. Hazelhorst and Resman knock it away for Gunter. He'll wind up down the far boards, brings it in wide. Goes the brakes on, waits for reinforcements as the defense was changing half on one side. Cooper Hicks over to Gus Tolley. Right up the boards to Gunter. Tolley chips it up to Gunter. He tries to throw it into the zone. Tolley just bulldozing his way through as he's a one-man wrecking ball as he takes it into the corner, fires one off tries to go off the back of the goaltender. I like that strategy. Hammond picks it up at center ice over to Josh Resmond Jr. He'll hammer it into the zone. Back out to neutral ice for Springfield. They throw one on net. Drennan will send it to the corner. Around the boards it goes. Cooper Hicks up to Hauer. Hauer fires one on net. The goaltender will freeze the puck with a glove save with 1:37 left to go in the first period. 1-0 Cyclones is the score. Resmond Jr. on the draw with Hauer and Ammon on the wings. Springfield wins it, pushes it out of the zone. Try to make a move, but Ravik throws the poke check, and Resmond picks up the loose puck. And that'll go off a stick and up into the bench. Face off just to the left of Drennan. 1:26 left to go. Josh Resmond on the draw. Springfield wins it back, continuing their face-off win streak. They go D to D, send it in front, looking for the redirection. It goes wide, far side. They'll give it another shot. Right in front, off of Drennan, into the corner it goes. Springfield controlling that puck. They try the wraparound, and Drennan blows the tire and ends up on his back on the back and forth. And Springfield's left with a wide-open net to shoot on to make it 2-0 Cyclones with 1:09 left to go in the first period. Nimmo, Hicks, and Wallace up front. Resmond and Cooper Hicks on the defensive end. Springfield comes away with it, and they'll throw it down and in. And a premature buzzer at the hands of Donnie Gunter, and we'll get some sort of a face-off here somewhere. I don't believe the clock had started, and that was the reason for the whistle. We're going to knock it down to 57 seconds left to go in the first. And they'll take the face-off just to the left of Drennan. Nimmo on the draw. One back to the Springfield D, but they let it go out into neutral ice. Cash Wallace in to put some pressure on. Nimmo comes away with it. He'll take it in, far side. Tries to make a move. Oh, nice big reverse hit. Hicks trying to work it out in front now. Throws it around the inboards. Wallace comes in. Springfield will knock him off the puck, and they'll break it out into neutral ice. Cooper Hicks with a nice poke check. That was an offside whistle, or should have been. They throw one on net. Drennan will slide over and get the old cover for a whistle with 24 seconds left in the first. 2-0 Cyclones is the score. Hoyt on the draw. He'll win it back to Cooper Hicks. Hicks goes up the boards to Gunter. Back over to Hicks. Snaps it over to Hoyt. Hoyt brings it in. Fires a shot. Sticked away by the goaltender trying to work it out front. And Hoyt's knocked down below the net. And Springfield's going to go to the box with just 4 seconds left to go in the first period. So the Bulldogs will be on the power play for the rest of the period, and unless we can get a quick one on net, I would assume the start of the second. Hoyt, Weiss, Gunter up front, backed up by Resmond, Jake Flavor, and Hicks, Cooper flavor. Gunter fires one on net, and that'll do it to finish the first period. Bulldogs are trailing 2-0 against the Springfield Sacred Heart Cyclones. We'll be back in just a few moments as we'll get ready to start the second. Resman takes the draw at the start of the second. Wins it back to Tolley, over to Gunter, who brings it in over the blue line. He'll drop it off for Resman, back over to Gunter. Gunter fires one, saved by the goaltender. Tolley's got that big body right in front. Wrap around the tip. Tolley going to work. And the goaltender will cover it up for a whistle. I like that strategy of getting some big bodies in front. 11:43 left to go in the second. Another minute 40 left to go on the power play for the Bulldogs. Resman wins it back to Gunter. He'll stretch it all the way over to Tolley, who fires one on net off the glove of the goaltender. Hicks will chip it back for Resman. Resman turns, fires, loose right in front, and it's all Springfield from there. They wind up right down the center. Tolley's caught off. He'll throw one toward a poke check, and Griffin will make a save as Springfield gets an odd man rush. Gunter winds up down the near boards. He loses the handles. He streaks towards the net. Resman blocks the dump in. He's going to feel that one tomorrow as Springfield will dump it down and in. Over to Tolley on the far boards. He'll take the body as Hicks, Landon Flavor, comes in to pick up the loose puck. Gets it out of the zone. Lines up. He gets it over to Resman. Resman shot and a save as the goaltender gets over for it. Nimmo on the near boards. He'll throw it back down and in, looking for Resman. And Springfield will clear that out as they've got another 33 left to go on the power play. And Hicks will throw it up the near boards, and Springfield will pick it up and dump it back in. Hicks around for Ravik. He'll let it go for Weiss. Weiss up the boards for Nimmo. He'll chip it into the zone, and Hoyt will go in on the forecheck. Nimmo pushes his way through. Ravik sends it towards the net. Weiss picks it up. Rebound, goal on the back door. Nimmo picks up the loose puck and hammers it home with just 1 second left to go on the power play, and they convert to make it 2-1 as the Cyclones still have the lead. A lot of fast puck movement. I'd like to see some more of that for the rest of the game. Nimmo, Weiss, and Ammon up front, backed up by Cooper, Hicks, and Deacon Ravik. Drennan started the second period in between the pipes. Nimmo wins it back to Ravik. He'll go up the boards for Weiss. Weiss will dump it in, and the Bulldogs will go in on the forecheck. Ammon tries to rim it around for Nimmo. And it's out around Hicks. Ravik with it. Takes it down below his net. He'll throw the brakes on. Delays on the outlet pass. Gets it over to Cooper Hicks. Hicks looking to get it to Weiss, but Springfield holds on. Back over to Weiss. He'll pick it up. Up the boards for Ammon. He'll skate into it. Brings it in over the blue line. Dumps it down low. Weiss in on the forecheck. Springfield will throw the brakes on. Bring it over near side. Back for Dortch. She'll clear it up the boards. Looking for Resman. And that'll be an icing whistle. And an ozone face-off for the Bulldogs just to the right of the Springfield goaltender. 9:06 left to go in the second. 2-1. Cyclones have the lead. Resman Jr. will take the draw. Wallace and Gunter on the wings. Dortch and Josh Resman backing him up. One back to Resman. Over to Dortch. She'll fire it towards the net, looking for the redirection. Wallace tries to work it out front for Gunter. That comes over for Resman. He'll fire it towards the net. Loose right in front. Dortch throws it over into the far corner for Gunter. Gunter finds some time. Throws it back down and in where Wallace chases into the corner. Gunter. Oh, throws a big reverse hit. He might have felt that one a little bit. Out to Resman at the point. He'll throw it back in for Wallace. Over to Resman. Shot. Goes just wide. Looking for some redirection in front. Gunter with it over on the near boards. Gets it over to Resman. Resman over to Wallace. And Springfield will pick his pocket. Ship it over to the near boards. They turn it over to Resman. Fires a shot. Loose. And the Springfield goaltender will cover it up for a whistle. And another ozone face-off for the Bulldogs with 8:12 left in the second. Well, thank you all for tuning in tonight. It's been a good back-and-forth game. Bulldogs showing some good pressure here early in the second. Hoyt on the draws. They battle for puck possession. Cleared out by Springfield. Dortch will race over to the puck. Tries to clear it up the boards. Hoyt will pick up the loose puck. Tries to get it over to Hicks, but it's turned away by Springfield. Resman over to Dortch. Dortch hard up the boards looking for Bogacki. They wave it off. Hicks throws a nice little love tap there. I believe that's a teammate based off the socks. Bogacki tries to come away with it. Ravik fires one towards the net. Hicks picks up the loose puck. And Drennan goes off as Springfield is gonna go back to the box, and the Bulldogs will be back on the power play. I did not see. They're going to call it a slash. I've never seen Drennan skate that fast in the past couple of years as he made his way to the bench as they try to get the extra attacker on. 7:25 left to go in the second. 2-1 Cyclones. 2 minutes on the clock for the Bulldog power play. Nemo, Weiss, Gunter. Tolley and Ravik backing them up on D. It's one over to Weiss. He'll throw it over to Ravik. Ravik with the knuckle puck. Tries to get it right in front. That's going to come out to Tolley. Tolley over to Weiss. Gets it over to Nemo. Shot goes just wide. And that's going to come over to the near side glass where Tolley will settle it at the point. Gets it down for Gunter. Tries to work it back for Tolley. Tolley takes the body. It's out into neutral ice where the Bulldogs will reset. Weiss throws it cross corner and Gunter will chase it down low. Nemo over to Gunter. Gunter fires, and that's a save off the leg pad. Out to Ravik at the point. He'll throw one back towards the netminder, and he'll pick it up with the glove and freeze it with 6:45 left to go in the second period. Another minute 20 left to go in the power play for the Bulldogs. And it's 2-1 Cyclones. We'll get a goaltender change for the Bulldog. Wade Konieczny will come in and take his spot between the pipes. Drennan allows 2 in the first 18 minutes of play. Into the corner goes for Landon Hicks. He'll throw it out to Tolley. Fires one on shot. Hoyt tries to redirect it. He'll get it back over to Hicks in the corner. Hicks sends it far side looking for Josh Resmond Jr. And they're unable to connect, but a good opportunity for the Bulldogs. Aravic will throw it back down and in, and Hicks will chase into the corner. That's Landon flavor. Right out front, looking for Hoyt. Out to Tolley at the point. He blows the tire, but able to hold on to it and throws it down and in. Josh Resmond Jr. going to work in the corner. He'll come away with it. Sends it out to Aravic at the point, who settles it. Oh, tries to hit Tolley, and Springfield reads that. Brings it back the other way, but Tolley able to throw it towards the net. Springfield picks it up, and they'll dump it back into their own zone. 15 seconds left to go on the Bulldog power play, and they will ice that puck. There is no icing. Konieczny will leave it for Aravic, who clears it up the boards. Springfield's back to full strength. They'll dump it into the zone. Jake the Snake Resmond over to Gunter. Weiss will throw it into the zone and go in on the forecheck. Good pressure there by Weiss. Gunter fires one towards the net, loose right in front. Swept away by the Springfield defense. Nimmo with it. Tries to get it out in front. Tries to go over the goaltender's shoulder, but it's off the glass. Gunter throws it towards the net as Nimmo and Weiss circle, looking for that evening goal to bring it up to 2 apiece. Springfield will get a goaltending change now as well. So we've got a couple of fresh goaltenders in here. Hoyt, Hicks, and Hazelhorst line up front. Jake Resmond and Cooper Hicks on the back defensive end. One over to Hazelhorst. Resmond will throw it towards the net from the point. Springfield brings it back the other way. Resmond gets it up to Hicks. Hicks fires a shot. That goes off a stick and wide. Hicks from the corner throws it out to his brother at the point. At the top of the circles, throws it over, back down to his brother. They probably don't get along that well at home. Hoyt comes away with it as he's triple teamed by Springfield. Hazelhorst comes in and somebody's going to the box. And Springfield's going to go back to the box. So the Bulldogs will be back on the power play with a pretty fresh goaltender in net for Springfield. Luke Gunter on the draw with Power on the wing, as well as Josh Resmond Jr. Tolley and Jake the Snake Resmond backing them up on the defensive end. Springfield gets it out into neutral ice. They wind up down the near side. They take it for a nice skate as they look to kill off some time. Bring it towards the net. They're just going to go again. They got a man set up right in front. They throw it back into the corner. He skates it right out front. Shot, goal, as he picks the blocker side corner. And it's 3-1 Cyclones as Springfield gets a shorthanded goal. Still another minute 33 left to go. Springfield player just skated right around all 5 Bulldogs there. Nimmo, Hoyt, and Hicks up front. Springfield wins it back. Hoyt tries to get a body in the lane. That goes back to Resman. Over to Tolley. Springfield cuts it off before it goes down and in. Tolley comes in, takes the body. That comes back to Hicks. He'll wind up right up the center. Tries to get it over to Nimmo, but that's off a stick. Nimmo will chase into the corner. Tolley over to Resman. Resman over to Nimmo. Back down to Hoyt. He takes it over to Nimmo and throws a big hit as well. Hicks will throw it into the corner where Nimmo picks it up, tries to get it out to Hoyt. And he's cut off by Springfield. They'll drop it off for Hicks. Back over to Nimmo. Towards the net it goes. Hoyt will pick it up. Tolley fires one on net. Loose right in front. Nimmo and Hicks right there looking to pick up the trash, but chipped down low before they can get a stick on it. And that shot from Hicks will go up into the netting with 16 seconds left to go in the power play for the Bulldogs. 2:27 left to go in the second period. Cyclones have the lead 3-1. Josh Resman will take the draw with Gunter and Weiss on the wings. Dortch and Aravik backing them up on defense. Springfield wins it. They'll clear that all the way down the ice. And Aravik will go back to pick it up. He'll try to throw it up to Weiss, but it's held on to by Springfield. And that's chipped towards the net by Dortch. Off the stick of Dortch. And the Bulldogs are unable to convert on the power play as Springfield's back to full strength with 2:07 left to go in the second period. Josh Resman on the draw. Wins it over to Dortch. She battles along the glass. It's chipped down low for Aravik. He tries to throw it back the other way, but Springfield knocks it away. Oh, Springfield's going back to the box again. Resman skates up the boards. Resman tries to get it out in front. The goaltender will stick it away. And with 1:41 left to go in the second period, the Bulldogs will go back to the power play. Springfield is not happy with that call. However, you have to attempt to play the puck. So if you come in hot with no attempt, they're going to call that a charging or a roughing call. And there wasn't much of an attempt to play there, and it also was majority of knee on Resman. So Nimmo on the draw with Ammon and Hicks. Dortch and Aravik backing them up on defense. So Springfield's going to get a 2-10. And so number 5 will be out the majority of the rest of the game, and Springfield will throw a new one in, another into the box. I don't know that warranted a 2-10, but Hammond back to Dortch. Over to Aravik. Aravik will throw it down into the down low. Hicks tries to get it out front to Nimmo. Back into the corner for Hicks. Rimmed around for Ammon. Ammon tries to get it out to Dortch, but Springfield clears it out of the zone. Hammond over to Aravic. It bounces over his stick. He'll hold on to it down low, and now we've got a 3-on-2 back the other way, but it's cut off by Springfield. Springfield walks the line, brings it in. Hammond knocks it away. Aravic over to Nimmo. Nimmo drops it off for Aravic as he winds up. Bulldogs slow to enter the zone. Aravic pushed off of his feet. Hicks comes in to help, and that's cleared out by Springfield. That'll go all the way down. Dortch with a big hit, and that'll break a stick of Springfield. Cleared up the boards. Gunter picks it up. Skates it wide, but Springfield's able to knock it away. Tolley gets a skate in the way, and Springfield brings it in. Gunter picks up the puck, races towards center ice with Zach Hauer. Fires one that goes wide. Hauer will pick it up over on the near boards. But that'll do it for the end of the second period. Got another 19 seconds left to go on the power play for the Bulldogs as we get ready to start the third period. They trail 3-1. Konieczny skates to the crease to start the third period. Bulldogs are trailing by 2. Got another 19 seconds left to go in the power play. Himmel, Hoyt, and Hicks up front. Hicks and Tolley on the defensive end. Springfield wins it forward. Hicks gets a body in the lane. Hoyt comes away with it, drops it off for Nimmo. He skates towards the net, fires a shot, and the goaltender smothers that in his pads for no rebound opportunity. One more face-off for the Bulldogs on the power play. One back to Tolley. Tolley fires it towards the net. Loose right in front. And Hicks picks up the trash as Nimmo redirects it towards the net, and it lands just to the right of the goaltender for a nice, easy tap-in to make it 3-2. And they converted just before the power play ended, so that's 2 power play goals tonight for the Bulldogs. Now let's see a couple of full-strength goals. Let's go ahead and bring home a win tonight. Resman, Gunter, Weiss, backed up by Resman and Aravic. Check with Konieczny. He's ready to go in the crease. One back to Aravik. He'll get it up the boards to Gunter. Gunter sends it towards the net. Glove saved by the goaltender. Weiss gets it over to Resman. Back down low for Gunter. Gunter centers it, and nobody's home. It trickles its way back to Gunter. He'll give this one more shot, I guess. Resman dances it down low. That's Jake the Snake flavor. Weiss comes in, picks up the loose puck in the corner. He ties it up as he's covered up in Cyclones. Jake Resman able to hold the zone for the Bulldogs. They send it towards the net. Weiss can't get one on net as it goes off a body. Gunter fires it towards the net. Goes just wide, glove side. Into the corner it goes. Springfield goes rink wide on an outlet pass. Resman picks it up. That's Josh Flavor. Pushes it forward. And Springfield sends it back the other way. Over to Weiss. Weiss skates it towards the net. Loses the handle. Springfield leaves it for Resman. Resman gets it in there. Fires a shot. Goal! As Josh Resman Jr. ties it up. With 10:30 left to go in the third period, it's now 3-3 as we even it up. Nemo, Hazelhorst, and Hicks. Landon Flavor. One forward. Nemo chases into the zone. He gets there first. Gets it over to Hazelhorst. Shot. Goal! No, they're going to wave. All right. They did point. I thought they were waving it off. Hazelhorst jams it towards the net. I don't know if they're going to give that one to Hicks or not, but that makes it 4-3 Bulldogs. And that's 2 goals within 11 seconds here to start the third period. It was a combination of Hicks and Hazelhorst. Nemo back on the draw. Hicks comes away with it. He'll chip it down low and chase. He pokes it around the inboards. That comes out to Nemo. Nemo towards the net. Oh, almost finds Hicks wide open on the back door. They send one towards the net. Right out to Hazelhorst. Fires a shot. Goes off with the goaltender and wide. Back over to the far side. Resman throws it towards the net. That's off a body. Hazelhorst holds the blue line. Tries to work it back down to Hicks. The Springfield heads north with it. Resman gets a body in the lane. They wrap it around right in front. Aravik with the block shot. He'll try to clear it out, but it's held at the point. Going towards the net. Konieczny gets a stick on it, and that's thrown out towards Hauer at the point. Where Springfield will settle it as they go D to D. Send it back into the far corner. Hoyt reads that well. Gunter comes in, works it over to Hauer, but it's just behind him. Hoyt goes into the corner. He takes the body. And Springfield will clear that out. That's enough for an icing whistle. And we'll pull it back down for a Bulldog offensive zone faceoff. $8:59 left to go in the third. 4-3 Bulldogs as they take the lead early in the third period. Hoyt on the draw. Springfield wins it back. That's out to Tolley at the point, but it hops around him. And it's back the other way for Springfield. Oh, Springfield misses the goal on the pass as they had Dortch beat. Hunter with it down low. He's going to just skate it out. Throwing the wheels on as he brings it in over the blue line, takes it wide. Forehand, backhand, and he gloves it out in front, and that's going to be ruled a hand pass as Gunter does glove the puck down and pushes it towards the net. They'll pull that out to the neutral zone face-off. Dortch, Tolley. On the defensive end, we'll have Josh Resman, Cash Wallace, and Landon Hicks up front. Face off just off the near glass. Resman will hammer it into the zone, and Hicks will go in on the forecheck. They leave that for Tolley. He sends one towards the net. Hicks there on the doorstep looking for a tap in. Tolley sends it over to Dortch. She gets her stick lifted. Wallace right there in front. Resman fires it in, and that's 5-3 Bulldogs with 8:05 left to go in the third period. And your Bulldogs have extended their lead. Yeah, Springfield coach is unhappy about something. I have no idea what that's about. He is hot, though. All right. Tension's running high here at this preseason scrimmage, apparently. Shipped away by Hicks. Up the boards for Hammond. He'll throw it into the zone. Nimmo picks it up, blows a tire. Hammond knocks it away. Shot from Bogaki goes just wide. And Resman will throw it back down low for Nimmo. Over to Hammond. Hammond drops it off for Hicks. Back to Hammond. Back to Hicks. Hicks will throw it down below the goal line. Bogaki tied up down low as he's jamming away. Hammond over to Cooper Hicks. He'll fire one that goes just through the top of the crease. Resman gets a body in the lane, and Bogaki and Resman will team up to hold the zone. Back out to Resman at the point. He'll dance it towards the net. Tries to send one, but that's off a body. Resman out to neutral ice. Konieczny will glove that down as Springfield races in as they had a nice little cherry pick set up there. 7 minutes left to go in the third period. Bulldogs with the lead of 5-3. Hicks will take the draw with Weiss and Hazelhorst. Ravick and Dortch backing them up on D. Hicks and Weiss exit the zone. Hicks brings it in over the blue line. Fires one. Looking for that rebound shot. Oh, Hicks is just trucked in the corner. They got no call on that. That was a cross check like you read about. Seems to be doing all right. Springfield parents super happy about that. Ravick with it down low. They try to wrap it around. That'll come out over to Dortch. Dortch up to Weiss. Weiss will chip it in and chase. Weiss tries to get it out front to Hazelhorst. That's off a skate. He'll follow it up on the near glass. Dortch sends it towards the net. That's cut off by Springfield. And Ravick's bulldozed at a blue line. He's going to come back. And Konieczny with the save as Springfield races in with a shot glove side. Good back pressure there by Deacon Ravick to come in and throw off the forward, streaking towards the net. 6:03 left to go in the third. All right, so we got Hoyt, Resman, Tolley, and Gunter out there. Springfield comes away with it. Tolley knocks it away and gets it over to Gunter. Gunter winds up. Tries to center it. Power holds the zone. Hoyt chips it, tries to chase. Tolley holds the blue line, but Springfield can't clear it out as Resman holds on to it. Gunter tries to get it in front for Hoyt. Springfield cuts it off. They make a move to get around Hoyt. Wind up down the near glass. Try to bring it in around Resman. He'll have none of that as he picks it clean, and it's back the other way with Gunter in a 2-on-2. Jake the Snake Resman brings it in wide. He'll circle the net. Fans on the centering attempt, and Springfield will pick that up. Turn it over to Howard. He'll fire one, and that's off a stick high into the far corner. Springfield with all kinds of time. And they'll send it over to the near side, looking for the man who chips it and goes off for a change. Aravik up to Nimmo. Nimmo with a nice dipsy doodle move as he brings it in. Fires a shot. Oh, off the blocker. And up onto the glass. Hicks over to Ammon. Over to Aravik. He'll fire it towards the net. That goes just wide. Nimmo right out front. Bogacki. Oh, fires it on net. And what a good opportunity for Vincent Bogacki as he tries to jam it in far side post on the blocker side, but the goaltender gets over. 4:30 left to go in the third. 5-3 Bulldogs is the score. Nimmo wins it back to Cooper Hicks, who sends it over to Aravik, who can't get much on it. Back to Hicks at the point. Hammond in the corner. He'll send it back over to Aravik, who gets it over to Nimmo. Nimmo from the corner sends it on a hard angle towards the net. It goes off the goaltender and back the other way for Springfield. They stay onside. Cooper Hicks with it. Dances it around the forward. Tries to chip it up. Still holding on to it. And Springfield's able to knock him off the puck, but it's cleared out anyway. Weiss will dump it in and chase as the Bulldogs will go off for a change. Hazelhorst fresh off the bench, along with Cash Wallace. Tolley and Aravik backing him up on defense. Wallace tries to send one towards the net. Couldn't get much on it. Aravik reads that play well as Springfield leaves it wide open. He'll drop the shoulder. Power move. Tries to tuck it in near side post. Aravik right out front looking for Hazelhorst. Right there, shot from Hazelhorst goes high off the glass. It's totally bodied off the puck as Aravik will pick it up at his blue line. Springfield gets a stick in the lane, but cleared back out. Totally back the other way. Springfield chops it out into neutral ice. And they'll dump it down and in. Referee gets in the way as Weiss will throw the brakes on as the Bulldogs look to regroup. Weiss up to Wallace. Wallace chips it in, and everybody will go off for a change except for Wallace and Hazelhorst. Springfield resetting. Springfield brings it in. They fire a shot. Konieczny makes the save. And we get a whistle. I believe the puck was still loose, but referee blew it dead. Maybe they thought Konieczny had it in the glove. Two 2:31 left to go in the game. One back. Dortch will take it in their own corner. Up for Hoyt. Back over to Howard. Howard can't clear it out. Hoyt puts a body on him. He'll take it down low where Josh Resman picks it up, tries to throw it back for Benson Bogacki. He blocks the dump in, and Hoyt's back the other way. In a one-on. Hoyt, oh, nice shot right off the toe of the leg pad, but no rebound opportunity. Out to the point for Resman. He tries to connect with Howard, and it'll go into the corner. Poked down low by Resman. Howard sends one that goes just through the top of the crease. Hoyt over on the near side tries to hold the zone. They battle on the near glass. Bogacki comes away with it. He'll chip it in and chase. Fires it towards the net on a hard angle shot. Goes all the way through to Weiss. Weiss takes the reverse hit down low. And Springfield brings it back the other way with 1:27 left to go in the game. Konieczny tries to cover it up. And they jam it in near side as Konieczny wasn't able to get a glove on it. And so with 1:19 left to go in the third period, it's 5-4. Bulldogs have the lead, but the Cyclones bring it within one. Nimmo, Hicks, and who will they send out for our fourth? There's third, and it'll be Maddox Hazelhorst, backed up by Tolle and Aravic. One forward by Nimmo. He chips it in, brings it in wide, tries to drop the shoulder for a power move, but it's chipped away. Back over to Nimmo, back down low for Hicks. Hicks trying to hold the zone. He'll hold on to it. And that's back the other way. They wind up. Oh, good back check there by Gus Tolle to knock it away. Springfield tries to chip it in near side, hammered towards the net. Konieczny with the save. Right back out front. Pushed down low by Aravic. Tolle around the boards for Hicks. Up for Nimmo. Springfield from their own blue line sends it back the other way. Hicks brings it in, throws it towards the net. Springfield back the other way, where it's a 2-on-1 with Aravic. They try to tuck it in front. Oh, they're unable to connect, and Konieczny gets a little tie up there with the Springfield forward. Back the other way. Nimmo, empty net. Goal to make it 6-4. Bulldogs with just 15 seconds left to go. As Springfield gets the extra attacker on the ice, but it's back the other way quickly for a goal for the Bulldogs to help seal it up here at RP Lumber Center. 15 seconds left on the clock. Gunter, Hauer, and Wallace will take the draw, backed up by Aravic and Dortch. It's one back to Aravic. Up the boards for Hauer. Hauer brings it in. That should have been offside. Aravic sends it back the other way. Back over to Gunter. Gunter makes a move. Forehand, backhand, but he can't get the shot off. And that'll go into the corner. And that'll do it. That'll be the final minutes of the game, and the Bulldogs will pull off a comeback win of 6-4. Both Drennan and Konieczny allow 2 apiece. And that's a good start to the season. I want to thank the Springfield Sacred Heart Cyclones for driving down tonight. It was a good back and forth game. Bulldogs certainly putting some good pressure on here tonight. Looking forward to some improvement over the season, that's for sure, but it's a good baseline. Everybody have a safe Tuesday night. See you back this weekend for some JV hockey, and then I believe next Tuesday night we start the varsity season.